So let's go ahead and get started. We're talking about skincare tips for every age.
Absolutely. And this is overwhelming sometimes, right?
Yeah.
So you go into a store and you look at all of this and you go, oh my gosh, what should I do? What should I buy? So at every age, you should have a few things that you should, you know, start to use from, you know, the age of 10 to the age of 110.
Okay, so yeah, let's go and talk about that. The age of 10 should
sunblock. Everybody
moisturizing every day?
Sunblock, moisturizer,
Really? Okay.
Absolutely. My 11-year-old son, I make wash his face and use a moisturizer every day.
So start those good habits
Absolutely.
early.
And those are just to get into a routine. And those will help to keep, you know, things as, you know, acne and things at bay at an early age.
Now, let's talk about, you have brought in this before,
you know, I
the
love my Clarisonic.
Is this something that you recommend for teenagers to use?
Absolutely.
Or is this too...
My 11-year-old uses it.
Okay, so it's easy on the skin and it just clears out the pores?
Absolutely, and that's good for, it's non-abrasive, it's not going to use any chemicals, so people who have very sensitive skin can use it, and to, you know, people who want a little deeper cleanse. So that can be good for every state of skincare. But you know what you want to know when you go into a store, what you're looking for. You want to have a good sense of how much you want to spend, and you want to know about your routine. Like, am I going to really spend time on this? So, you know, how many, do I have 10 minutes? Do I have 30 minutes?
Well, and I think that's the thing that is so overwhelming about it, is that you walk into a place like Sephora, or really any makeup counter, and you want to try things, but it's expensive. Like if you want to try a moisturizer, it's like $40-some for like a really nice one. Does price really matter when it comes to those things?
You want to know what you want to spend. And I think that's when you can go in and say, I have this amount to spend, and you know, and give them a budget, then you can kind of fit yourself into what you should be using.
So many
Absolutely. And when you get into anti-aging, it is a little bit more expensive. So, you know, that's, if you know what you want, you can kind of get yourself into those different areas. And you know, there's also several steps. So, you know, if you know you're not going to do all of those steps, let that person know, I'm really not going to do a serum
and a
moisturizer and a toner. If you know they're just going to sit on your bathroom counter, try and find one step and that's going to work for you instead of using 12 steps.
And real quick, I want to talk about sunscreen. You mentioned it is important that everybody has it. Should you increase the level of the SPF as you get older, or can you kind of stay the same, 15, 20?
Experts say anything over 50 it doesn't work. But, you know, I still, for my daughter, I use, you know, an 80, or it just, for myself, I feel like more protection. But, you know, they do say anything over 50, you just have to apply more often.
All right. Well,
so, and that's always ask your dermatologist of what's the best for your skin.
All right. Well, we will talk more next hour, of course. Be sure to find Natalie's Facebook page, WNWO Makeup Monday, and we'll talk more about some of these products.
Absolutely.
Today we're talking about the importance of taking care of your skin at every age, but we're not just talking to the ladies out there, guys. We're talking to you too. Joining us, of course, again, Natalie Pohorecki and her gorgeous model, Anthony. So it's really important that guys are listening to this advice as well.
Absolutely. You know, we talk about the ladies all the time because we worry about removing our makeup, and we talk about, you know, all of our skincare, and we were just talking about, you know, do we moisturize more and things like that. But, you know, Anthony, he's a great example because he models and he has to take care of his skin. And he was telling me, you know, you have a regimen that you do every day, correct?
Yes, most definitely. I have to keep my skin up so I won't grow pimples. And I use Neutrogena's sugar scrub. It's you apply it very easily every morning. You just damp your face and rub it in, let the sugar dissolve in your face, wash it off, and you're all done.
And Neutrogena is something you can buy at Walgreens. It's not that expensive, which is always important, I know, to most of us.
Well, and you know,
some money.
and for men, something like this is a micro delivery wash that's got a nice granule. Guys just like something that's an easy one step. Like if they can wash their face, give themselves an exfoliator, and a head to toe, they love it.
Now let me ask you this, because women, we do put our skin through so much with makeup and everything, do guys need just as much moisturizer as we use, do you recommend?
They usually have a little bit more of an oilier and tough skin than we do, so they may not need as much moisture as we do, but they should be moisturizing morning and night just like a woman does. And they definitely should be using an eye cream. That's a lot of times something a guy would forget because they usually only focus on a one step. You know, if they can just throw on one thing, that's what they usually like to do, and they they kind of forget about some other things. A guy usually tends to show their age most around their eye area first because that's the thinnest area of skin. Just like with us, we usually show, you know, around our eyes. So they need to definitely maybe show a little bit more focus to that area and start using an eye cream. You know, and there's
same with SPF. All across
absolutely, we should all be using a sunblock that's, you know, across the board. You know, and just like when you go into a store, do you feel like you're intimidated going into a store and trying to buy products?
Most definitely. Now I'm so used to getting my skin taken care of, I don't let anybody intimidate me. But I will understand why an average male would, because girls, well, why is he shopping at the store for facial products?
Sure, it is. And you know, I think if you go in with a plan and you know exactly what you're looking for, like we were talking before, a budget, a time constraint, you know, if you go in and say, I have this much time, and if you have done your research, if you know, I want an organic product, or if I want, you know, this many steps, or, you know, I've already used these types of products, you can really get it down to, this is what I want, and you can have that professional show you exactly what you need to have.
Nice. Sounds good. Well, a lot of good advice. And again, guys, take care of your skin just as much as girls need to. And make sure you'll put these tips, of course, on
Absolutely.
your page.
And I will definitely put some of the products up as well.
All right. Thanks so much, Natalie Pohorecki, for today's Makeup Monday. And Anthony, thanks for joining us.
Thank you,
Anthony.